First thing I've seen. $29 million. Is it supposed to be Switches sold? It says only 500,000 for Pikmin. First of all, this is only fair, and also it's 400,000 physical only. Okay, it is not accounting for probably the hundreds of thousands of people who bought the game digitally. Okay, because Japan, let's say 40% of people buy digitally, and 45% of people were using this here. If people say, oh, it only counts for no, it counts for Pikmin 4 as well. Okay, so let's say 45% digital. Pikmin sold 1 million copies, similar to Final Fantasy. Yes, that means we include digital copies. Pikmin 4 sold the same amount of copies as Final Fantasy 16 in Japan. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Okay, but the Switch sold 29 million copies, and they're saying that Pikmin didn't sell as well. Okay, again, not everybody is gonna want to play Pikmin on the Switch. Okay. Not every single person who owns that console is going to buy that specific game. People have specific needs and specific wants for every console. Okay? Okay? And we have the N64, which is for every 90s kid's favorite console, even though the N64 only sold 42 million copies. So, one of the Banjo-Kazooie, which is considered one of the most iconic games of all time, only sold 3.6 million copies. The N64 total sold 42 million. Okay? 42 million. Ocarina of Time was considered the greatest game of all time until Minecraft surpassed it on the top 10s. Well, it only sold 7.6 million copies. I guess, 42 million people. Okay, not 40 million. 25 million people don't have a good taste in gaming because they didn't buy Ocarina of Time. How dare they not buy Ocarina of Time? Okay, well, Mario 64 is considered a revolutionary game. Well, still 12 million people who own N64s, who bought N64s, okay, did not buy Mario 64. Okay, you can even see it with the Switch. Okay, the Switch bestsellers list. Okay, Mario Kart 8 was the best-selling game on the console. The Switch sold around 125 million copies. Okay, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is the best-selling game on the console. Okay, the game, 75 million people on the Switch, around that, did not buy Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. It gets even worse for games like Xenoblade 3. Only 1.8 million copies out of 125 million people bought Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Okay. And the most infamous one is something like Pokemon Sword and Shield. Yes, Pokemon Sword and Shield sold really, really well. But 100 million people who own Switches do not own Pokemon Sword and Shield. Of course, I am one of those 100 million people who do not own Sword and Shield. But it really shows that, everybody buys a console for their own needs. If they want to have 1 or 2 games and play like Animal Crossing and just play that, and so, and let's forget all the people who bought the Switch at once and never bought a game for it. There's probably millions of people who own a Switch and never bought a game for it as well. Which, again, why would you buy a Switch and have no games for it? Or, I don't know if the copy sold includes digital copies as well. But there's so many games on the Switch. There's indie games as well on the Switch as well. It can go on the 3DS as well. Okay. The 3DS bestsellers here. Okay. Game like Tamagotchi Life only sold 6 million copies. And once forget that people sometimes buy multiple copies of the same game. Okay, if the game breaks or something. Okay. That does happen. Paper Jam only sold 1 million. Okay. Planet Robot was considered one of the best Kirby games, only sold 1.6 million. But considered by the internet the best game in this, one of the best games in the series, but 80 million 3DSs were sold, and only 1.6 million copies of Kirby Planet Robot were sold. Okay. Again, this stuff does not matter. It only matters for these people, these idiots online. So that's about this video here. Goodbye.